Only our 10th Prime Minister Can Save Australia, Part 2. Martin North, John Adams, in the interest of the people. We recently posted quite a significant video discussing the life and times of Joseph Lyons, our 10th Prime Minister here in Australia. However, there was some additional footage which we also recorded, which included some extracts from old videos. Now, those videos are copyrighted on YouTube, so we couldn't include them as part of the original show, but they were so significant that we decided to make this part 2 and are now showing it in an unmonetized form. And we've actually found a couple of old clips.
Yes,
really
yes,
exciting. Yeah.
yes. So there are some clips on YouTube about Joseph Lyons, and I thought it'd be worthwhile to just give a bit of a flavour for the audience. So the first clip is Lyons actually just speaking after the election in 1931, explaining what was his philosophy and what is his government going to achieve. So let's actually just play that for the audience.
The result of the election has demonstrated to the world that the strong and solid common sense which is characteristic of the British race has asserted itself here as it has recently in the election in Great Britain. The only real choice the people had to make was for sound, sane finance and government as against plans for currency inflation and political control of currency and credit. The victory which our policy has achieved should do much to remove the fears regarding the future of Australia entertained by those who had followed with increasing anxiety the various monetary and other proposals of the Federal Labor Party in the past 12 months or more. These people may rest assured that Australia will now carry on the work of economic rehabilitation in a manner that will uphold British traditions.
So Martin, what I found striking about this particular video is that the clarity of what he's saying. I mean, the modern politician likes to dance around sort of certain subjects and likes to give wishy-washy answers, and yet you have someone looking straight down in the camera and saying, we're not going to walk away from our responsibilities. We're actually going to tackle this head on. So I thought that was a very interesting clip, and it really, it spells out the philosophy of what he wanted to achieve.
Well, it's so straightforward. That's what amazes me. I mean, just straightforward communication, telling it as it is.
Yes.
Wow. Imagine if politicians did that today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, the second clip we have is of his funeral. And the interesting thing about this clip is the first part of it is of when, because he had a state funeral in Sydney, and then he had a private funeral in his home state of Tasmania. So let's actually play the clip of Lyons during his funeral.
Death comes, as it must to all men, to Joseph Aloysius Lyons. After the Requiem Mass in Sydney Cathedral, the body is borne to a destroyer, waiting to carry it back to his homeland, Australia's lovely island state of Tasmania. Simple, clear-thinking Joe Lyons was endowed with all the homely virtues and leaves behind a record that might well be envied by many a brilliant politician. And today his country pays him his last and greatest honour. At Sydney Quayside, where many a mother caught the last glimpse of her son sailing to war, there stands today the dead Premier's widow, whom he called his right-hand man, and his cricket team of 11 children. So Joe Lyons passes from the sight, but never from the hearts of the people he loved. A hush falls across Australia, broken only by the roar of planes dipping in salute. And in Tasmania's Devonport Harbour, Joe Lyons comes home. As we watch this far-off ceremony that touches the heart of the empire, may we echo the words of Hobart's Archbishop. The character of the man was greater than his words. His faith was a source of all that nobility which cast its charm over millions of his countrymen.
Well, that was amazing.
Yes. What I thought was really striking to my mind was is how many people came out to actually attend the funeral. Now, if a prime minister died in office today, I dare say there would be, people would be respectful, people would come out. But the amount of people, and the other thing to note about this is, Martin, is this is peacetime. Now, so John Curtin died in 1945, just a few weeks before the end of World War II. He had a state funeral. He was seen as the wartime prime minister who died in office. He did have a very large funeral because of the wartime and what that sort of represented. So, but I thought in a peacetime prime ministership where you die in office and you have hundreds of thousands of people come out to pay their respects, I dare say that if Morrison was to die today, you wouldn't see that level of response in terms of public affection and coming out. So the fact that happened back then, I think that speaks volumes about how he was viewed and how he was revered during 1939.